Okay. And dive right in. So, welcome everybody. My name is Rachel Garcia, and you've been invited to take a look at some information that could literally be life changing. And I say that because it was life changing for my family when we first took a look at this 15 years ago in 2008. So, I live in Jacksonville Beach, Florida, and in 2008, I was a young mother. Actually, I was in my early 30s, but my boys were young. They were 9 months old and 3 years old. And I was working full time practicing medicine as a physician assistant and was just really drowning, meaning I had no time. I had a nanny who was essentially raising my children, and they called her mom. And I desperately wanted to be able to stay home with my children. But my husband was in the construction industry, and we had learned pretty quickly that we could not pay our mortgage based on the ups and downs of that. And so my income as a physician assistant is really what paid the bills. And so dropping back from work meant concern about finances. And I grew up in a family with very little money. I'm one of 7 children. And I knew from a very early age that I was going to do everything possible to make sure that I was never struggling or worried about finances. So I went to school, got good grades, got a good job, and I was really capped out to how much I could make at $250,000 a year. And no matter how hard I worked, I couldn't get over that number. And the amount of work required to hit that number was 14 hours a day. I saw 60 to 70 patients a day. I was writing 200 prescriptions a day. So when I tell you I was drowning, I was drowning. I barely slept. I didn't have time to work out. I was exhausted. And I know that there's so many people right now out there in that exact same position. So somebody who invited you to take a look, I don't know why they asked you to take a look. Maybe they wanted you to see the health aspect of what I'm about to share with you. Maybe they wanted you to see the income aspect. Maybe they have no idea where you are, because we don't walk around with signs that say, I have horrible pain that I wake up with every day, and the Advil I'm taking is killing my kidneys. We don't tell people these issues. I'm struggling with constipation. My child is depressed. We don't talk about these things, nor do we talk about our money problems. And so I'm going to tell you, when I watched this presentation in 2008, I immediately was intrigued. I recognized what they were talking about was truth, and I got involved. And just taking that action step and getting involved was the beginning of a life-changing moment for me. I actually walked away from practicing medicine in 2019. I went to school for 8.5 years and spent $100,000 to be able to be a PA in the dermatology and plastic surgery world. Anybody in the medical world knows that that is the specialty that everyone aspires to get into. And I walked away from it because I found a better way, not only to create income, residual income that comes in while I sleep, that far surpasses what I used to make as a PA with much less work, much less effort. But I've learned how to help other people, truly help people with their health and their finances. And so I'm going to walk you through exactly what this is. Here, my goal is to give you enough information in the next few minutes that you can make an educated decision about, is this for me or isn't this for me? And here's what I know. I know after 15 years of sharing this, it's not for everybody, and that's okay. But whoever shared this with you thought it might be for you. So what caught my attention in the beginning, and the reason I was into the health aspect of what we're sharing with you tonight, is my nephew, the little guy with red hair on the left here, had just been diagnosed with severe autism. At the age of 3, he did not speak at all. He screamed all day long and was still in diapers. And my sister waited 9 months to get him with a specialist for him to say, your son will never speak. He will never have more than the mind of a 3-year-old. Because I have a master's degree in clinical medical sciences, I had a lot of questions about this, and I began to do an extensive amount of research. I read this book called The China Study. I read multiple studies on autism and came to the conclusion that what we put into our bodies really, really matters. Now, I was a healthy person. In this picture on the left, I was going to the health food store. I was buying the omega-3s. We had the juicer. We had the garden. I was not sleeping, and I was clearly struggling with my weight, and my son in the stroller was struggling with severe constipation issues. But if you'd asked me if I needed help with my health, I would have been like, no, I'm totally fine. I wasn't. I saw the presentation you're watching. I decided to jump all in and get what they had called the family package because I wanted everyone in my family on it. And I recognized their cleanse, balance, build philosophy is truth. And then I heard they'd used it in clinical practice with patients for 30 years. And I'm like, that's a long time. I can't out research that. I'm in. Give me everything they've got. And 3 months later, I'd lost 32 pounds. This is a picture of me on the left in my early 30s. This is a picture of me in the right at 49 years old. I show you this picture to say it was not a 30-day loss, 60-day loss, 90-day loss, and then I went back to being that way again. No, we've kept the weight off in our family, and it has been a radical change. We're literally aging backwards. This is my husband in his mid-30s. This is my husband at 50. He also lost a tremendous amount of weight in the first 3 months. But more importantly for me, there was a massive mental change. There is a large group of people out there in the world today struggling with mental issues, whether we're talking about focus issues, which are big, or anxiety and depression. My husband struggled with anger issues and depression issues. I was encouraged by his family members to put him on medications. Because I was a prescriber, I chose not to do that. I knew the road that went down, which was just increasing the meds and then needing meds for the side effects. And so I chose to just pray my way through it. 6 weeks after starting on this cleanse, balance, build philosophy, where we did a 30-day servicing on our bodies, the mental anger issues, the explosions, the depression was gone. My boys are now 16 and 19. We've now been married 26 years. My boys have never seen their dad the way I did the first 10 years of their marriage. And that's just one little thing that I tell you radically changed because I started here with this 15 years ago. My nephew started speaking 3 months in on this system. We were told he would never go to a school that did not have autistic children. That doctor was totally wrong. He spoke, he played team sports. He was diaper trained 6 months later, potty trained 6 months later. He graduated from the same high school I graduated from last May. I tell you these things to say, I don't know why you're listening to this, but it could be radical change for your family, for somebody you love in the future. This is our family now. And if you are around us, if you know us, you know about how this business has radically changed our lives. I feel an ethical obligation to make sure that the information that was not widespread in the early 2000s, when I was literally drowning and looking for a way to create additional income without getting another job, looking for a way to get healthy without the juicer, and walking into the health food store and having an 18-year-old try to tell me what vitamins to buy. Or on the internet, now people are looking things up, and whoever pays the most for marketing, that's what pops up first, guys. So somebody invited you to this who you believe, like, trust. For me, it was my brothers. I had patients try to get me to look at things all day long. It was my brothers who said, take a look at this. And when I heard their message of health, I said, this is truth. I am in. This is a company that started 15 years ago. After 30 years of using this method of cleansing your body of toxins, balancing out your pH, and building yourselves up with good nutrition in a clinical practice. The results were so good. There was a 3-year waiting list for people to get into that clinic. There weren't enough practitioners. So they said, we're going to start a company. But we're not going to pay the money for a marketing firm or to put it on shelves in a grocery store. We're just going to, there's already a 3-year waiting list. We're just going to do referral marketing. So anybody who refers, they're going to get a little check. And it was brilliant because, again, I'm not here because of what the guy at the health food store sold me or one of my patients told me. It's because of somebody I believed, liked, and trusted. Okay, the company's been around 15 years, and Phil Knight, one of the wealthiest men in the world, is one of our investors. Okay, I work with lawyers, doctors, people who are in the FBI, people who are in law enforcement, people who are professors at colleges, accountants, because they recognize how powerful this business model is. Maybe more importantly for some of them, the power of the health. Some people are attracted to the health. That was me. Others are attracted to the income. I'm going to talk about both throughout this presentation. You might know somebody who is recommending a product, who's recommending or trying to make a little money on the side by selling something. Maybe it's a lipstick, maybe it's a makeup, maybe it's leggings. None of those things would ever have attracted me. I went to school for 8.5 years and spent $100,000 on my education. Those things wouldn't have attracted me. What attracted me was the opportunity to radically change people's health once I saw what it did for my own family. Why is it different from other businesses out there? There's a lot of businesses out there, guys. I wish I'd known this before I invested $50,000 in a skincare retail store, brick and mortar location. What you have should be for 100% of the demographic. Men, women, children, grandparents, even the dogs and cats. Everybody with a body at some point goes looking for help with their health. At some point. What you have needs to be consumable, meaning they don't just purchase it once, but they go back and repurchase over and over and over again. A one-time purchase is a very hard business to grow. And so where we really stand out is that if 100 people go on the 30-day servicing that I've mentioned a few times, 93 out of 100 of them repeat purchase 2 or 3 products that this company offers, usually replacing something they're already consuming. Sometimes they're getting started on a health journey for the first time, and a repeat purchase 2 to 3 products going forward forever. And you, because you told them about it, will get paid. It is a 16-year-old company. It's totally debt-free, and less than 100,000 Americans even know we exist. Why don't more people know? We're not blasting it all over social media. It's person to person. Somebody who knows you asked you to take a look. My son goes to Clemson. He's majoring in marketing. He took an entrepreneurship class last year. He did a project based on somebody he wants to be like, so he chose me. He asked me when he was interviewing me for the project, Mom, what if they say or ask about the legitimacy of this business? And I said, you go online and you go find these 2 self-made billionaires and you find them on record saying that this business model is a brilliant business model for any American to get started in because of the low overhead and the low investment, and they will not question you. He made an A on the project. This man, Robert Kiyosaki, is the reason I started 2 businesses in 2008, a skincare retail store and a construction company. We invested $100,000 in these businesses. I stumbled in to this company I'm telling you about today. The investment was less than the overhead it cost me to keep the skincare store running, and it's the one that more than replaced my income that I made working full-time as a PA. I told you how it started in a clinical practice. That's what attracted me. I'm going to tell you why the products work so well. After 20 years of practicing medicine, 15 years of sharing this message, I believe that over 90% of the health issues we face are the result of these 3 things. We are toxic. We are lacking. Let me just say, we're drinking out of plastic water bottles. Our food is being sprayed by guys wearing hazmat suits, and the cancer rates are skyrocketing. It is a serious problem. We're not consuming the same things our grandparents did. We're out of balance. Sometimes I can talk about the lack of exercise or how much we're sitting or the lack of sleep, but I really like to talk about what they hammered in this book, The China Study, or in this book by Chris Ward, Chris Beat Cancer, about how cancer thrives in acidic environments and what we're consuming, all the meat, dairy, sugar, soda, coffee, and bread just cause disease and inflammation to thrive. What is in your genetic pipeline, guys? What did your parents, what are their parents struggling with? What did your grandparents struggle with? Is there Parkinson's in your family, dementia, Alzheimer's, heart disease, strokes, diabetes, anxiety, depression, mental issues, rheumatoid arthritis? What is it? It's coming down the genetic pipeline to you faster than it hit them because of our acidity, our lack of movement, and the toxins in the food. And lastly, we're undernourished. We're eating prepackaged, pasteurized, processed food. And the Journal of Nutrition even shows more than 50% of our kids are not getting the nutrition they need. So we're supplementing. And the more educated you are, the bigger your supplement cabinet is. But you take it here and you take it there, and you definitely don't travel with it because that's weird. The first time I realized how good these products were, we went to visit my mom in North Carolina. We didn't take our products because who travels with their vitamins? The whole ride home, I hadn't slept. Nobody in the family had pooped. My husband was crying and then yelling. It was a mess. And we said, we're in our mid-30s at this point, guys. We're never going anywhere without this stuff again. And for those of you watching, I have quite a few really healthy people who live in the gym and are bodybuilders and have less than 10% fat who are working with me in this business, but who are also inviting the healthiest of the healthy to take a look at this. And those people tend to think, oh, I eat healthy, I'm good. No, we've known for over a decade that the food we're eating now is not the same as it used to be. You have to eat 8 oranges, 80 cups of spinach, 99 ears of corn, and 2 cups of wheat in 2010 to get the same nutrition our grandparents got in 1960. We're literally walking around starving, shoving everything into our mouth that we possibly can. Even if you're the healthiest eater in the world, you are lacking in nutrition that is causing disease and inflammation. So here's the 3-tiered philosophy that this company is known for, and it's the truth that I recognized. We have to cleanse our bodies of the toxins. We have 7 eliminatory channels, guys. Your lungs, your liver, your skin, your lymphatic system, kidneys, blood, and intestines have the job of cleansing the toxins out. Just think about taking your car in for an oil change every 10,000 miles, right? They take out the air conditioning filter. They get out the old oil and they put new oil in. And if you don't, the lights are going off on the car because they know it's not going to make it 200,000 miles if you don't get it taken care of. This is your one irreplaceable asset. And most of us go our whole lives without cleansing, right? And you think about a cleanse, you think like you're going to go on this weird, crazy fast. No, the cleanses, I'll show you a picture of it. It's a little bottle of green herbs and plants you take at night, and it cleanses all 7 channels while you sleep. And then we pour plant-based nutrition in. We're building your trillions of cells up with whole raw food nutrition that you're going to get in less than 60 seconds every day. And we're going to balance out your pH, your hormone levels. We're not adding hormones. We're just letting your body work the way it's supposed to work. We have medical doctors all over the country who are utilizing these products in their practices over prescription medications, and many of our products are in the physician's desk reference. Again, we've been around for 16 years. We're not some new thing. We're gaining traction as we get into more and more households. But this is the 30-day servicing. The company calls it the Core Plus. I call it the 30-day servicing because I like you to really think about servicing your body, your one irreplaceable asset, like you service your car or your phone or your air conditioning. Okay, there's 7 products that make up the 30-day servicing. And what we found is that when you incorporate these 7 products every day for 30 days, radical change is noticed. Now, if you're over 40 or you're on prescription medications now, maybe you're walking around with pills, over-the-counter pills in your bag. Maybe you struggle with reflux every night. Maybe you have constant aching and pain, and you have to take things. Maybe it's allergies and eye issues, eyes draining and itching. If you are constantly having to pop something to be able to get through the day, you need to look at our Core Complete. It incorporates superfruits from around the world that are wildly harvested, that are powerful. They've been used for thousands of years in the areas where they're grown for medicinal purposes, and then have been studied here in the US for the last 3 to 4 decades. Now, let me tell you what Pure is about. Pure is pure. Like, I want you to think about Pure when you think about this company, because the healthy people are always like, well, how clean is it? I'm a really clean eater. I want you to know, ask whoever invited you to send you the supplement facts. If you're one of those really green analytical people, which I am, by the way, ask them to send you the supplement facts. We are the highest quality that you can find in nutritional supplementation. All pure, no yucky stuff, no sugar, no soy, no bad fillers or chemicals added. It is the best of the best that you can find. And we attract 2 groups of people: the people who are drinking soda every day and they know they shouldn't, but they don't know how to stop. And we're attracting the people who are really into nutrition and have massive supplement cabinets and just keep adding new things on all the time, but not seeing a difference. If you're consuming vitamins, supplements, and you can't see a difference in your lab work, then you need to consider switching. These are the 6 things that the average person notices after a 30-day servicing. Some people notice it within days. I did. Okay, better sleep. I noticed better sleep within days, which of course leads to more energy. If you're struggling with sleep or energy, you're going to love us. Less pain. Are you someone who is in constant pain? You will love us. Better bowel habits. Whether you go too much or too little, we have massive bowel issues in this country. I can talk about the deficiency in fiber. I can talk about all the inflammation in your gut. I can talk about leaky gut and the lack of probiotics. I'm just going to tell you, if you have bowel issues, you're going to love us. Most people struggle with mood, do not know they struggle with mood. Their spouses know they struggle. Their colleagues in their work environment know that they struggle. Mood improvement. And then I lost 3 pounds my first month and 29 pounds over months 2 and 3. People who don't need to lose weight don't lose weight. The people who do need to lose weight lose weight. This is just the first 30 days. I'm not here for what happens in 30 days. I'm here for the lab work. I'm here for the radical changes that are undeniable on paper. And that's why we have so many doctors working with us as well. Now, a lot of and go, oh, can't you just give me a gummy vitamin? This looks very complicated. It's not complicated. My kids have been doing this since they were toddlers. We do superfruit shots in the morning or smoothies. It's what we've done. My son that's at Clemson asks me to send it to him. At the very end of this video, you'll see a text of him, Mom, can you please send me? We are in the gym every single morning, our entire family. We do the sports line that this company offers. And this is the smoothie that I make that incorporates all of those products in that 30-day servicing in a smoothie. I get more nutrition in 30 seconds in the morning than my whole neighborhood gets in a week. So if you're thinking it's difficult, first of all, it's your one irreplaceable asset. You're not going to get what you need from a gummy vitamin easy as we possibly can. If you're into the gym, if you're into working out, as I said, we have a lot of people. These are my boys. We have a lot of people with less than 10% body fat who are all over what we offer here because they know the importance of nutrition. I'm talking fast for a reason. The average person has a very short attention span. So I'm trying to get you enough information that you can say, am I interested in learning more or not? PureLifeChangers.com is a wealth of information, testimonies, information on the products, the doctors educating. Let me be clear. The company offers a lot of products. I've talked about the Core Plus and Core Complete, the 30-day servicing, which you see at the top of the screen. We have a supplement line for children. We have a sports line for athletes that can be used in Paris at the Olympics with no negative side effects, no positive drug testing. We have a metabolic reset program for people if they're, I know I need to stop drinking. I know I eat too much. Like rather than just adding on the 30-day servicing to what I already do, can I speed things up? Yes, we have some fat burners and metabolism boosters, and we give you a whole regimen of exactly what to eat that incorporates the Core Complete. We have coffee with cordyceps that tastes like gourmet coffee and is $1 a cup. Doesn't give you any jitters or shakes. And then we have the best skincare on the planet. 73% of people see results in 2 weeks. They offer a 30-day satisfaction guarantee on everything you see on the page. See, when I saw this, I was like, I started comparing what I had at home to this. I sold $500 skincare serums. I start looking at all this. I'm like, I'm in, give me all of it. I want it all. I don't just want it for me. I want it for my family. We put together a Facebook page where you can be invited. Ask whoever invited you to watch this today to add you to the Changing Lives page. And you can scroll through and read the testimonies and type in migraines or type in ADHD and see the thousands of testimonies that have been posted. And real live people. Some of them are brand partners talking about this. Many of them are just customers and consumers because you can just be a customer. Amazon. You can just be a member. And that's my goal, is really to get as many people as possible with a membership to Pure because the results are so good. They're so good. It's all the best of the best in one place. And it is the future. Click of a button, it's delivered straight to your door. You don't have to go to the health food store. You don't have to do your research in advance. You can if you want to. It's all there. But you don't have to rely on what 18-year-old says at the health food store. It's the best of the best. And it's proven to work. So livepure.com, you can be a customer and go throw the family pack into the cart. That's what I started with because I wanted my whole family to get healthy. You can start with the Core Plus or the Core Complete. You can put the Core Plus in and then add the sports line in, whatever you want to do. And then go to checkout and it's going to say, do you want to be a preferred customer? Yes. You give them your email address, you get 25% off. No obligation to purchase again. No membership fee. There's a 93% chance you'll purchase again if you start with the Core Plus, the 30-day servicing, which you want to see results, right? Like, don't go picking and choosing. Don't say, well, I already have this. So I already have a vitamin I love. So I'm going to just use this portion. Don't do that, guys. If you want to see results and you want the 30-day servicing results and you are all in, like it's a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. You have nothing to lose, but wait, and your anxiety and your depression and your pain, okay? I'm gonna talk for a moment about those people who are sitting here listening and thinking, number one, how expensive is it? And number two, maybe you're thinking of people. Okay, so the 30-day servicing is $289. It's less than $10 a day for you to service your whole body for 30 days. Okay, and sometimes you go, oh, I can't afford that. That's a lot of money. You guys, you can't afford not to take care of yourself. You can't. Have you ever gone to the hospital with a sick person? You don't want to be there. And if this is not your plan for getting healthy, gosh, I hope you find something. But I was searching. I have a master's degree in clinical medical sciences. I was searching. I wasn't taught about nutrition in medical school. There's nothing better out there. So I don't think you can afford not to at least start with the Core Plus. But if you're struggling financially, or you're thinking of people, or maybe you're like, I wasn't struggling financially when I started, but I was looking for time freedom. You need to think seriously about being a brand partner. It's like starting a franchise, but without the royalty fees, without the contract that you can't get out of, without all the overhead, but the system of a franchise is in place. We help you create an additional income stream. Our claim to fame is 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week to make $1,000 a month. Within 3 months, locked in, walk away residual income. And there's two ways to do that, really. Some people build a customer base. So, like, think about being a vending machine and you've got videos playing that are like a talk about the Core Plus and talk about the Core Complete, have the doctors talking and all the testimonies. And then people can just click and buy what they want. And every time they do, because Beth, who is your friend, who I would never meet, buys from you, the company says, thank you so much for sharing this with Beth. And they give you income from her order. So you're like a vending machine. If you have 20 people ordering from you on a consistent basis every month, it's very simple to make $1,000 to $2,000 a month. We teach you exactly. You don't have to be in the videos. I have done all the videos for you. My team has. We show you what videos to send to them, and then you just start sharing them. We teach you how to do that. Now, a lot of people are like $1,000 to $2,000 a month is great, but I'm looking to make more than that. Like I have a friend who does real estate, right? She makes $20,000, $30,000, $100,000 when she sells a house. Yes, she sells high-end real estate, but when she's not selling, she's not making money. But a person like that is looking to create a lot more. 1,000 and 2,000 doesn't excite them. The sky is the limit if you're that person. And a lot of times people look at me and say, she's been doing this for a very long time. I can't get started today and do this. My goal is to use my experience of the last 15 years and help you achieve what I've achieved in a quarter of the time. This couple got started the beginning of the year, made 7,200 their first 2 weeks. By the end of 6 months, had made 40,000. They were just on a cruise with me 3 weeks ago that they earned from the company, and we're going to Switzerland together in 3 months. Just got started. This couple, Skip, actually worked with Phil Knight, the author of Shoe Dog. He was also featured in the movie Air by Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck played Phil Knight. And Skip said, I did work with Phil Knight decades ago. I know he's wealthy. I know he's smart. If he's involved, I'm getting involved. Kristen had just walked away from corporate America because she was handcuffed to her job and never saw her kids. And she made $75,000 in her first 5.5 months. She's now one of our biggest team builders. She has earned every trip the company offers. She helps more people earn trips than anybody else in the entire company. She's amazing. And it all started from her taking a look at this in July of 2018. One of the first people that Kristen called and said, you need to look at this, was Cozy, because her husband had just died. Her husband died of pancreatic cancer, and she was raising 4 kids by herself. And Kristen said, you got to look at this. I don't know if it's for you, but you got to look at this. And Cozy watched it, and she said, I'm in. She made a list of 50 people, invited them all to watch a presentation like this, and made $32,000 over the next 12 weeks. It was life change. She took her kids to Disney, which they'd never been to before, all with her own money. Like, this gives people freedom to do the things they want to do. David and Lindley also sat down and made a list of 50 people on a Sunday afternoon, summer of 2018. 6 months later, they'd made $102,000. This couple was over $50,000 in debt. They made a list. They started calling people. They made $67,000 in 6 months. After they paid off their debt, they started using the additional income to buy real estate, which inspired me to get involved in real estate because I saw how fast and quick they did it. They now have 12 passive income residual rental properties. Pure gives you the financial fuel to do what it is you're passionate about. Does everybody do this? Absolutely not. If you can be coachable, you wouldn't open a Subway franchise and not go to the training that's mandated. You have to, by the way, you have to leave your house. You have to fly to a location, stay in a hotel, and go to mandated training. And you must open the Subway the way they teach you to. You wouldn't open it without going to that and make your own sandwiches because you've been going to Subway your whole life. If you're coachable and you can follow our system and you can be consistent and you can get a little uncomfortable, the sky is the limit, guys. I told you earlier, 20 customers ordering 3 products a month is $1,000 a month. But for those people who build teams, guys, you can have an international business. I have team members in Korea and Thailand and Canada and Australia. And those people are working while I'm sleeping. What are they doing? They're sharing videos and they're telling their family members and their people in their lives about the products. I wake up in the morning, more products have been built and have been bought. Remember how I told you about being a vending machine? See, people who build teams, they go to sleep with 2 or 3 vending machines and they wake up with 6 and 7 vending machines. That's how this works. Okay. And we have a system that you just plug people into, and whoever invited you tonight, I work with them. They're not speaking. I'm working for them right now. I'm going to stay on afterwards and answer questions for them. What I want you to see on this screen is the elephant in the room. Is it a pyramid? What do you mean by that? Where the person at the top makes all the money, that Rachel girl, she makes all the money. Okay, you mean like your job? You mean like my job where I worked where the doctor made the most, and then the CFO, and then the other doctors, then the PAs, then the nurses, then the secretaries. Secretaries can never make as much as the top guy up there. You mean like that? It's the opposite. I make more than the person who told me about Pure, and the person who told them, and the person who told them, and the person who told them. Do they make a little bit of money from what I'm doing? Absolutely. And they should, because they opened their mouths and referred and asked someone to take a look. Okay, but you get to make whatever you want to make here, and I help you do it. What I want you to see is you're only building 2 teams. Whoever invited you is only building 2 teams. So even if you enroll 10, 20, 30, 100 people, they're all going to go under the first 2 people that join you. So Beth and Rob join you first, and they do nothing. They just sit there. Well, you're going to put more people in because you keep sharing. We teach you how to do that. So Samantha goes on Rob's team. James goes on Beth's team. Then Samantha and James start sharing, and Natasha and Ben, Veronica, and Validal order. Beth and Rob are going to have a savings account that builds up for them. And when they begin to start sharing it, they get to start cashing in on the efforts of other people that came into the organization after them. This is a way to create additional income. by leveraging your time. And we work together as a family and a team. We support each other and encourage each other, right? Unlike corporate America, where you're trying to pull people down and constantly competing. There's absolutely no cap to what you can make here. So it's $49 to get started, unless you're in the military or you're a student, or if you get started with one of our business packs, like the family pack or the wellness pack, your enrollment is free. Shipping is free as well. Monthly overhead. Monthly overhead is about 3 products a month, about $130 a month for your health. You're purchasing that for your health. So basically, you're eating your investment and you're eating your overhead, and you can write them both off. And then you go place your first order. So you can start wherever you want. I want to be very clear about that. You can start with the $289 30-day servicing just for you. And you can get, you're going to pay shipping and you're going to pay the $49 enrollment fee, but you can totally start there and get a position in your friend's organization and plug into our trainings. Or if you're serious, you're like, I am ready. I have a goal to help 4 people lock in $5,000 a week by December. Yes, I will say that again. I have a goal to help 4 new people lock in $5,000 a week by December. Can that happen? Absolutely. I also have a goal to help over 100 people lock in $2,500 a month within the next 90 days. If you have the desire to really, really change your life financially, please look at one of the VIP packages. The VIP packages come with $4,000 worth of our products. It's everything. It's our metabolic reset. It's our skincare system. It's our coffee. It's our sports line. It's enough for your whole family to consume, but it's only $2,500. That's the most you can spend. Have you ever started a business? Our skincare store was $50,000. Our construction company was $50,000. That was just to start it. And then there was the overhead to keep it running. And I didn't get to eat my investment. This, the most you can spend is $2,500, and you eat it. It's you're buying your family's health, okay? But then you get in the VIP program where you get additional bonuses from the company. You get put into my VIP program where I kind of take you under my wing, and the 6- and 7-figure earners on my team teach you how to do this. You get access to our Q&A calls that are once a week. You get access to our VIP leadership retreats, and you get access to have private webinars filmed for you, for your people. So if you're interested in building a legitimate business that will pay you, I would encourage you to start with one of these avenues. Start where you can. Get a little uncomfortable so that you decide, yes, I'm going to make my money back in 30 days and I'm going to go run with this. How do you get started? You go to livepure.com and you throw into the pack what you want. You use the little magnifying glass. I recommend the VIP wellness pack. I recommend the VIP wellness package. It's my favorite starting package because it incorporates all of our newest products. If you like to travel for free, guys, to luxurious places, this is over 40 of the brand partners that we work with who earned the trip to the Amalfi Coast 2 years ago. This is over 50 who earned the trip to Mykonos and Athens last year. We stayed at the same George Clooney was at. This is a bunch of my team out at the pool. We went out on catamarans for the day. Like, this is George Clooney was there, guys. We were at a resort in Australia a couple of years. I would never pay for just my husband and I to go on a trip like that. But this company is like, this is our way of saying thank you in addition to the weekly checks. These are all the people that just earned a trip to Switzerland that we're going to in September. And the next trip they just announced is to either I'm going to say it, try to say it right, the Maldives or Bali. And we will know within the next 2 weeks which one it is. Do you like to travel? Do you like to be rewarded for your efforts in ways more than just commission? If you do not change, nothing is going to change. So I'm going to stay on. I'm going to answer some questions tonight. Get back to the person who invited you. Let them know what you're interested in. Let them know if you're not interested in it. If you're not interested, it's totally fine. Thank you for your time. Time is precious. You can't get it back. If you're struggling financially, guys, and this isn't the answer, I hope you find something. Go looking for something that'll get you out of being handcuffed to your debt. And if you're struggling with your health, and the thoughts creep in at night with worry about your health, I hope that you give this a try. You have nothing to lose and so much to gain. So I'm going to end the recording and jump and stay on for just a minute and answer whatever questions you guys have. Okay, so I'm